Micro flipping real estate, aka speed wholesaling. Is this the newest trend of real estate wholesaling? And is this going to overtake the way people are doing virtual real estate wholesaling forever? In today's video, I'm going to break down a step-by-step guide on actually how to do micro flipping, aka speed wholesaling in your real estate wholesaling business. Again, this is not virtual wholesaling. This is called micro flipping. You've probably heard micro flipping or speed wholesaling or whatever type of flipping done by your latest guru or coach, but really everyone's really used micro flipping in their own coaching program. And really what they did is they take the micro flipping model, they've changed the name to it, something sexy or cool, and then they'll charge $5,000 for it. It's not regular wholesaling real estate. It's actually not even virtual wholesaling real estate. Own separate niche, and it's like virtual wholesaling, except it's extremely fast. So the way I'll coin this is called speed wholesaling. I've heard it said a couple ways. So no, I didn't invent this. No, one guy didn't invent this thing, but really gurus and coaches have been really taking this content and putting it in their own little $5,000 wholesaling real estate course. So in today's video, I wanted to give you a micro flipping course. Hopefully I don't get sued for that name, but I don't think anyone's really coined it or trademarked it. But really, I'm going to give you a step-by-step course guide in this video. I'm telling you the content in this video is the same you'll get in a $5,000 micro or speed flipping wholesaling course. And I just want to give you a step-by-step guide on it so we don't have to pay these gurus or coaches all this money, so we can actually use that money in our marketing so we can legitimately make more money. So guys, what's up? Zach Ginn here, Flip with Rick. I'm really excited to share this. I've been getting hammered in my wholesaling houses for real group on micro flipping. What is it? Can you explain it? Who should I pay for it? Really, let's do a breakdown, guys. So everyone keeps asking me, what is micro flipping? And micro flipping, in my personal opinion, it's basically virtual wholesaling on speed steroids. So imagine if you're like Usain Bolt and you started virtual wholesaling, you do it very quickly. But remember, when you're virtually wholesaling very quickly, your deal margins go down, but you're able to do more deals. So it's a very important yin and yang here of how fast you want to wholesale versus how many deals you want to do. So you can easily do almost even a deal a day with this model, but it's extremely dangerous because sometimes you do $1,000 to $2,000 deals. But it's a little easier. You don't have to leave your laptop for this thing. So I'm really excited to break it down. So before we get into it, before I give you my little $5,000 micro flip speed wholesale, I don't even know what these gurus are just changing the names of this like too often, but really I'm gonna give you that little $5,000 model course on here so you can have the most success possible. Before I get into it, again, please smash that like button and subscribe. The reason why I say that is we can help this YouTube algorithm so more wholesalers can watch this content. So I could hopefully save them from paying thousands of dollars for a guru course for them to actually regurgitate my information. I've seen gurus out there that literally watch my YouTube videos, then say whatever I say and put that in their $3,000 wholesaling course just because they know that information is as valuable as that. I'm not going to litigate. I'm not going to sue them. People send it to me all the time, but really just remember this content, treat it like you're in this guru course. You will pay more attention to it and this stuff's legitimate. So yes, I've done this micro flipping model before and really it's powerful. I'm a bigger component of regular wholesaling, but to a guy maybe living in Taiwan or Mexico City or maybe out of the country or they live in like San Francisco, this micro flipping model is really attractive. So you might be screaming at me like, Zach, seriously, tell me what micro flipping is. I don't know what it is. What's this speed wholesaling? I've never heard about it. And yes, you've heard about it. If I say some of the big guru names, you'd hear it, but I'm not going to say it. So really what micro flipping is, it's basically it's an extremely fast way to wholesale. So the key of micro flipping, so it's just like wholesaling. It's basically just like virtual wholesaling, but it's extremely watered down and simplified for a house flipper to understand wholesaling. So the point of micro flipping, I can basically say in 2 steps. It's to have a computer or a laptop, and the goal of micro flipping is to lock up a deal with a seller with your laptop and then sell that deal on your laptop. That's basically it. It's literally the same thing. Maybe if you're trying to day trade real estate or day trade contracts for real estate, flipping paper, basically the goal of it is to basically do it as fast as possible. Sometimes in a complete day, you can do one wholesale micro flip speed wholesaling deal in one day. The goal is maybe getting up at 9 a.m., starting your workday, getting something locked up by 11 a.m., selling it by 3 or 4 p.m., and getting that deal done and then going to the next one. Now, these aren't going to be $40,000 wholesaling deals like I've done before, but these are extremely fast. And really, it's just, like I've said, speed. Speed is everything in micro flipping. So you basically just want to get deals done as soon as possible. And there's certain marketing strategies that you can do to actually get that speed going as soon as possible. Again, an internet connection and a laptop is required. So no, there's no drawing for dollars. There's no door knocking. There's no bandit signs in this model. And you're not going to make $30,000 deals. You can, but most of the time when you're going for such speed, you're going to make $3,000 to $4,000 on average. But if you do one of those a day for a whole month, you can still be a 7-figure wholesaler doing this micro flipping model. Now, sometimes it's not my cup of tea to be doing that many little deals. I prefer to do fatter deals over more time, but it really depends on what market you're in. And honestly, if I really wanted to go hard on this model and I wasn't doing some of the virtual ones where I'm making $25,000 deals, this is something I'm experimenting with and I'm always looking into, but really wanted to explain it. I've done about 15 micro flip deals last year, so I think I'm sort of qualified. Only made about $40,000 to $50,000 micro flipping last year, so really I'm not the expert on this, but I've done enough where I've done more micro flipping than 99% of wholesalers out there. So right now I'm just going to give you the step-by-step guide on actual micro flipping and speed wholesaling. So this is step-by-step, guys. So right now there's really only 5 steps to micro flipping. And the reason why I made it so simple is because that's the way these gurus have branded it. They made it so simple. So again, I'm going to say this a million times, but I'm just trying to save you guys and saving your friends from spending all this money with these guru courses. What is going to happen is a guru is going to be watching this video. Hi, guru. And they're going to think this is such a cool model. What they're going to do is they're going to change the name, and then they're just going to steal the steps and then change it a little ways and then maybe do a couple YouTube ads or Facebook ads or Instagram ads to try to hook you in, maybe go to my webinar and then I'll charge you for it. And that's what they're doing. So this is really the newest trend with real estate coaches. So I really wanted to troll them more or less by just giving it out for free, because I've gotten like 4 of these ads for micro flipping and they always have a different name, and really it's all over the place. But they usually do it to sell a course, and then they also do to sell their software, because they're like, you can't micro flip unless you use my software. So yes, I would say you have to pay for software to get into micro flipping, but that's for another day. But really, so step-by-step micro flipping. So what you need to micro flip, basically all you need is an internet connection and a computer, and that is shaky at best if you need that. Now, in my opinion, I think you should have a phone, but technically you don't even need a phone for micro flipping. That's how simple it is. Really, so if you're in the United States, if you're in any of the 50 states, or even in Puerto Rico, really you don't even need a computer or internet connection physically at home. Right now, you could probably go to your local library and have access to a computer and probably some headphones, honestly. And what you can do from there is you can still micro flip from that computer. So technically, if you have air in your lungs and you live in the United States and you're basically a citizen that can get a library card, you can micro wholesale. There's really no barrier to entry or cost to micro flip. I don't care, you're 14 years old, you could still have a parent help you out with it. So there's really not much cost out there. But I would say if you really want to get some micro flipping deals done today, at bare minimum, I think it's probably going to cost you around $200. And I'm going to give you some reasons why. And technically, you can do it for free. I'll show you all the ways to do it. But if I really had to get going, I think 300 or 400 is the most you should get started with. So micro flipping, step 1. So the number 1 step when we get into micro flipping is we need the internet connection and computer. So I think we've already got that done. Go to the library if you want, or you have a computer and internet connection. I mean, if you have the means to watch this YouTube video, you definitely have the means to micro flip. Step 2 is we want to harvest data. Online data specifically, because we're keeping this all on the computer. So we want to find motivated sellers. I'm assuming you know a little bit about wholesaling by watching this video. So again, wholesaling is basically the art of finding a motivated seller, someone who's willing to sell their property for cash in exchange for equity. And then what we do from there is we sign a contract. Then we sell that contract. We don't sell the property. We sell that contract to a cash buyer for a profit, and then we profit from there. My average wholesaling deal is about $25,000 to $30,000, and I absolutely love wholesaling. Changed my life. We're not going to get into that. So a motivated seller, again, someone willing to sell their property, and they're willing to exchange a cash sale for equity, just like someone who's willing to sell something at a pawn shop for cash for a discount. Especially when you sell your car at a used car dealership, you're not getting the most money out there possible. You're actually exchanging the ease of just selling it to a used car person for the convenience of just getting rid of it, and you'll give some equity up. Same thing which you'll do with a piece of real estate. It's not like money is everything. Again, if you run a business, and you will understand, employees, money isn't everything. They want fulfillment. They want the ease of some things. And honestly, if you work in a job, you're making $70,000 a year, but you're working in a job you hate, you're in like a hot boiler room and you hate it. But what if you take $60,000 and you live in like a plush studio and everything's awesome, you get free stuff and it's absolutely amazing? You take that, you take the easier approach, and that's what we do with these motivated sellers. So we want to find motivated seller data all online. So what I do recommend, especially when we're in speed wholesaling, we want to get things done as soon as possible, is maybe do some for sale by owner data. So this is absolutely for free. You don't need any software or thing for it. So for sale by owner data, you can do anywhere in the country. Find a really good wholesaling market that you do. If you're actually trying to find a really good virtual wholesaling market for microflipping, just watch this video above me. That'll explain everything as easy as possible. But when you find that area or the market you're in, again, you don't have to do a local market. This could be anywhere in the country. I'm assuming you're watching this video from Japan trying to wholesale and do microflipping. So find the for sale by owner in the county on Zillow or realtor.com, but I recommend Zillow for pulling this information. Then what I want you to do is pull all the information. There should be phone numbers and addresses on there, and just pull that information in an Excel spreadsheet. From there, if we want to pay for some data, again, I recommend listrei.com because that is the cheapest data possible. It's the best bang for your buck. I think it's about $97, but you can do a 7-day free trial. Just go to listrei.com. And from there, you can pull so many lists. You can pull tax liens, high equity lists, divorce lists, water shutoff lists, utility liens, electric liens, pre-foreclosures. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, but you can get that. And then you could get a stacked list. So when you're microflipping, I recommend you do a stacked list. Now, ding, 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 this is where the little guru stuff is. This is the part that you got to pay for in most courses to get this information for stacked. So what I want you to do is maybe you can use a list stacking service. I know Batch Leads has one. I know SMSZach.com has a list stacking service, or you can do an Excel. You can really learn how to do it. But really what you do is maybe you have an entire list of your pre-foreclosures, then you have one of your tax delinquencies, and then you have one of your high equity, and then maybe a divorce list, and you have all these lists that I just previously mentioned, and then you stack them onto each other, and then you will find the golden list. This might be a list of like 200 to 300, like very tiny, and this person is either going through a divorce, they have high equity, and they have a bunch of tax liens on the property, and they're just super, super duper motivated to sell the property for a discount. That would be a stacked list. So if I didn't have a lot of time or I didn't really have much money to do, I'd do a stacked list like that. SMSZach.com has it for you if you want to do it, but that's paid. You can learn to do it through Excel, but some people don't have the time to do it. So there's two options for you there. From there, we harvested all the motivated seller data, and we know there's deals in that list. And what we're going to do next is we're actually going to contact the seller. And so now we have the data harvested, and now we're going to go contact the seller. Now, most coaches and YouTubers out there, if they're doing a microflipping course, they're not going to say the M word in real estate wholesaling. They're going to just call it contacting the seller. But really, truthfully, between you and me, it's called marketing. And marketing is like a dirty term for a lot of these gurus out there because they can't sell it. So they're going to rephrase it to like attacking sellers or going after them or fishing for leads or something like that. At the end of the day, it boils down to marketing. So they're going to contact the seller, and you might ask yourself, how do I actually contact sellers in microflipping, and how do I actually make things as fast as possible? And actually, how do I contact the sellers? So this is the part of the video where I taught you about microflipping. I got you excited for it. Everything's leading up to this moment where this is about the speed wholesaling part where you're really excited. And now I'm talking about the nitty gritty where you actually have to contact the seller. And how are you going to do it? Through the laptop and through the computer only. So again, editor, if you can, put the links to my micro flipping course around here. And if you want, for the little price of $5,000, you can buy my course and I'll tell you all about it. Wait, I don't have a micro flipping course? Oh, I don't have a micro flipping course to sell to people? I didn't get them excited for nothing? Oh, my bad. Sorry about that. No, how you contact the seller, sorry. This is where a lot of the courses end, and they go in the sales funnel there. really that's how the webinar works. But I forgot I'm giving you everything for free right now. So the way to contact it, this is where people literally will gatekeep the information from you in a course, literally giving you for free. The reason why I keep telling you this is because 99% of the people watching this video is just going to treat this as a free YouTube video, and they're not going to treat it like a wholesaling course. And the reason why courses do so well for most people, why they spend thousands of dollars, is if you spend $1,000 on a course, you will pay so much attention to it. You'll literally get your notepads out and you'd be writing notes. So guys, this information is the same as a course. So if you get your pen and notepad out and write these down like you're watching a real course, you will do so much better. I'm begging you guys, treat this like you paid thousands of dollars for it. It will help 10x your success here. So yes, to contact sellers through micro flipping, you got to do it from the computer. So really the only true ways to do it is through cold calling, Facebook ads, SMS, RVM, even emailing. You can even Facebook message some of these stacked lists, and then SEO. So SEO is another part of the marketing that you can do in speed wholesaling. So yes, let me break down really quickly how to do all those. So cold calling, I recommend find a dialer out there that you're really good with. You can even use Google Voice if you don't want to pay for anything. You can also run Facebook ads if you want the actual sellers to come to you. You can use something like SMSZach.com to actually send text out. RVMs, you can do ringless voicemails. Don't do it in the state of Florida, but outside of Florida, you can definitely do a ringless voicemail out to those addresses that you harvested. You can actually email it. So when you're actually trying to find the phone number for your SMS or your cold calling, you can use a skip tracing service. You can use True People Search for free to do it. But if you actually want to find better data and pay for it, I recommend you just go to smszach.com to actually do the skip tracing. Now, you never have to do it. You can always go to truepeoplesearch.com, but if you have a list of like 10,000, you definitely can, and you're probably gonna have to pay for that information. And then Facebook message. So not a lot of people are talking about it, but if you have a list of like 200 to 300 of like a super stacked, motivated list, what I recommend, if they all live in like Fort Lauderdale, Florida, go to your personal Facebook and find these people on Facebook and then go message them. Like 90 to 95% of all Facebook messages are like read, and you can actually tell if the person read them or not. So it is absolutely killer for you if you can go out there. If you can go out there and message them yourself, literally $0 in marketing. You don't have to pay for everything. But remember, I think you can only message like 50 people a day before Facebook police goes and like blocks you. So be careful about that. But that's definitely a way not a lot of people are talking about it at all. And it's absolutely killer. And then you do SEO. We can have like a Carrot website or have your own Carrot. It's a little more complicated to do. And I can't really go in an hour talking about the SEO part of it, but you could definitely do it. It's a little expensive, but it's definitely a long play. And then what you do is when you get the seller, they're actually looking to sell their property. Now, this is micro flipping. This is speed wholesaling. So we want to do it as fast as possible. We want to get it sold that day. So if we want a seller to agree to something today, we're probably not going to get something at 50 to 60 cents on the dollar. We're probably going to make the thing almost market value, but we're going to get a super, super slight discount. So we make like $3,000 to $4,000 on this. So it's the same thing as acquisitions. If you want to go up here on this video, that is the full acquisitions training that will work for you. It's basically a virtual wholesaling acquisitions part, but those lessons will work exactly here in micro flipping. And what we're basically going to do is we're going to get the lowest price possible under contract that the person is willing to do it to sign today or as soon as possible. Then what we're going to do is we're going to www.flipwithrick.com/contract. We're going to download my personal free wholesaling contract and get my personal wholesaling contract and free assignment of contract. Basically good for most states for wholesaling real estate. But again, I legally have to say you need to go see a lawyer to contact and edit it to your state's laws. But usually that contract's very good. We'll go to .loop, DocuSign, or a free e-signing service. We'll use email to actually send that contract over. We'll have the seller e-sign it, then we'll sign it. We'll possibly do a $50 to $100 earnest money. We'll have the contract e-signed. Then boom, we got locked up. So what we're going to do next is on the fifth and final step, we're going to go find a cash buyer and we're actually going to sell the deal. So really speed, remember it's speed. So we're going to get cash buyers that will get everything done as quick as possible. What we're going to do is probably use some software to find cash buyers. You can find cash buyers on Facebook. So if you actually do, you can actually go to this video above me and I'll show you actually how to build 250 cash buyers per day for free on Facebook, absolutely from your computer. Works completely awesome on micro flipping. And then for free, you can find your cash buyers from there or use a paid service like listrei.com, like I mentioned before. You can actually do it for free for the 7-day free trial. But from there, you can actually go in listrei.com, look for flippers or cash buyers. You can actually pull information from there of people that have bought a property and then sold it at profit, a good profit within a 4-month period. So they actually flip properties. And then you can go skip trace them and contact them. But again, that's only if you're doing this on a larger scale. If you want to do it for free, do that Facebook thing. And from there, you got their email. So you can email blast the deals out. You can actually harvest their phone numbers, maybe cold call them about the deal. And what you do is get a commitment, sign that assignment of contract to them. Make sure you get a $3,000 non-refundable earnest money deposit from the cash buyer. And then boom, we got it assigned. Most of the time though, remember these cash buyers want to walk through the property. So your seller might be asking you some objections when you're micro flipping. Like for example, if you're trying to lock up the deal, it says, Zach, why can't you actually come see me? So again, in that virtual wholesaling acquisitions video I sent you, it'll actually help you overcome the objections. Something like, well, actually that's not the way we do it. The way we do is we actually get everything done over the phone and through the computer because that's just the way our company does it. And that should do pretty easy. For the cash buyer though, most of the time, they're not going to buy it sight unseen. So what you're going to have to do is bring them through the property. So you're in Japan or Thailand, so you can't be able to do this. So what you're going to do is have the cash buyer actually walk through the property. You're going to condition them, make sure that they know that they're there as a cash buyer. And they're not going to tell the person they're a cash buyer. They're going to say they're an inspector, or maybe they're there to inspect the property, which in all honesty and truth, they are. They'll walk through the property there, give the A-OK, sign the assignment of contract, and then boom, we got that sold. All in a day's work. We can make $3,000 to $4,000 there micro flipping. So guys, that is micro flipping, aka speed wholesaling, aka whatever wholesaling course someone has for it. And honestly, people charge a lot of money for this information. And honestly, these gurus are going to come after me. So I got to look over my back a couple times when I'm recording this video. So had to be a little careful here today. But guys, that is micro flipping step by step. I really appreciate you guys watching this. And overall, the point of micro flipping is to get the deal done honestly in one day. That's my opinion. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of marketing out there, but it can be done. It's a lot faster. It's a little more stressful in my opinion, but that is it. That's just micro flipping step by step. So guys, if you got any value out of this, again, please smash that like button and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Look at those recommended videos that I told you before. They'll be listed below also, and it will help you part of the micro flipping journey so you can make as much money as possible. So thank you so much and have a blessed day.